I believe in writing poetry as a way of communicating with yourself to deal with life. On one of the hardest weeks I've gone through, I wrote poetry, developed a new song, and pulled an essay out of thin air. It took me a while to get the words right, the juices flowing, and the mind to stay focused. This hard week was last week. I remember it so vividly, however it wasn't so long ago to not remember. The words echoed in my head as I heard the passing of a friend. Sunday, Guillermo swam in the salt river, and everything was fine. Monday, his family told his friends of the event that happened there. Tuesday, I found out about his death. Wednesday, sadness overwhelmed me. On that day, everything took a brisk turn. I'm not stupid, not emotional, and most definitely not weak. However, such news makes you everything you're not. Hearing about Guillermo's death was not easy. To be suffocated by water and feel it close in on you brings a terrible thought to mind. Thursday, his memorial was to talk all over Facebook and even in our conversations. I went to my old school, spoke to old friends, and most looked like they'd been crying. I saw Jackie, and all you could tell was she was trying so hard to look happy. "Hey, how are you?" Jackie's smile is contagious, and I begin to smile too. Then I reply, "Good, what about you?" She said, "Same, are you coming tonight?" It took me a while to respond. "No, but I wish I could, but I can't." That night, I would have paid my respects and heard even more about the wonderful person Guillermo is, or was. But I didn't. Friday, the pain of what happened earlier that week will soon become a flood of emotions. At lunch, it was like one cinder block at a time was hitting me. No one knew about Guillermo at this time. My boyfriend was away in another state, and my friends assumed I was sad about Damien being away. Hearing them say, "He'll be back," made my eyes tear up and made me want to scream at them. "No, he won't." And finally, without holding back any tears that were building up, I let it go. It was a flood like Genesis, greater than Vesuvius' eruption, but equal to a broken-hearted girl's cries. All boundaries are crossed between friends, emotions, and myself. Knowing my true self is by knowing what goes on in my own mind. That's where it all started, I guess. The easiest way I can say anything is within my own mind. Therefore, only I can understand myself. Through the nodding, twirling, twisting vines of ideas, my song and essay hold on for dear life, waiting for me to seek the strength to write it all down. My poem is still the way I left it, because now that I think about it, I haven't touched it since I began writing it. It's not that I want to forget about the poem, but it's helped me tremendously to cope with Guillermo's death. Poetry can make everything just a little better, with just a little more thought than usual. Thinking about ideas, organizing ideas, erasing those ideas, and starting all over again. My poem is a mere translation of the jigsaw in my head, scribbled on paper. That's the best kind of poetry, right? The ones straight from the mind, that seem more real, more natural, and more casual. A poem that makes the writer shed a tear, or even smile while feverishly creating it, is the kind of poetry that has true feeling to show the reader what really happened. That's what I did, and my reason to believe in writing poetry.